Hi, how are you today? My name is Maris, and you are here in my sacred space, and we're going to do a energy forecast for the weekend. That Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. Yeah, the thing that we call the weekend. Before we get into the reading, let's do a smudging. I'm using white sage. Yeah, I gave up on matches a long time ago, because I would use the matches and it would take several matches, and then sometimes the matches didn't want to work, and oh my gosh. So yeah, so let me go ahead and give you some smudge, and you just take that and kind of go like this at your screen and bring it towards you, and you're like, but it's really not, and I'm going, but metaphorically it is. So metaphysically it is. So let's do it. Alright, so I'm going to smudge my mouth and smudge my hands, because I like everything to have a clearing with it. Today we're using The Angels and the Ancestors by Kyle Gray. I've got the box right next to the little stand, and we're just looking to see what's the energy this weekend. On Saturday, I have an 8 a.m. session still available for an hour, I believe, or hour 15. And then on Sunday, we are doing our Sunday Cash Clinic, and we are offering, I believe, Amara Reiki, cupping, and Ionic Foot detoxes. So if you're interested in any of those, I believe the Amari Reiki is $45, the detox, the Reiki and the cupping are $45 a piece, and then the Ionic Foot detoxes are $25 for 30 minutes, or $35 for 45. So, alright, so we are using, like I said, this is my favorite deck. I call it, it's the deck where my boyfriend is. Hey, Serena. Where I call my little boyfriend, it's the Trader. Trader, not the one like Benedict Arnold. And I don't know, he's so cute. I'd date him in real life, yeah, I would definitely. So, let's see, we got, okay, alright. I think that's probably cool, because I got a whole bunch of cards there. Don't go away. And let's see what this rock and rolls with. Okay, so this is the energy for the weekend. And always remember this: chance favors a prepared mind. So if you see an energy that you're like, I'm not down with this, you now have the opportunity to change that vibration. So let's start with that very first card. And I would say it's probably the card I'm saying, I'm not down with this. But this is the Warrior card, and it is upside down. So it is saying that we are beginning the weekend feeling a little weak-kneed and unsure and insecure. So there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of angst kind of energy that's floating in. Okay, so it's floating in. Your obstacle is the first one, and your obstacle is that, guess what? You haven't been taking care of yourself. You have not been taking care of yourself, and so you are a little exhausted. I'm getting frayed, the word frayed, F-R-A-Y-E-D, a little frayed on the end, just not, you don't have everything together like you normally would have things together. So things have been really chaotic for you. You're not at 100%. You're feeling, what I'm going to call weakness. You're feeling weakness, body, mind, and spirit. Now your help is, here is your help, and I'm going to kind of giggle with this, and a lot of it is your networking. So all of the relationships and connections and build bridging that you've done over, let's say, the past couple of years actually will start to pay off. And not necessarily financially, but let's look at it energetically. That your tribe starts kind of coming together. Those messages of compatibility, the messages of integrity, the messages of how you wish to connect in are going to finally start coming back to you answered. So this is a really kind of good card that we're looking at here, because even though we're feeling overtaxed and worn out and we haven't been taking really good care of ourselves, we have an opportunity now with this right over here to start seeing things that we've been planting the healthy seeds for. We're going to start seeing those things manifest. So that's going to be a really big help through there. This is going to be, and I kind of always like to stress with myself and with clients about learning to heal from within and working from within and understanding from within. And this is going to be the one weekend that it is okay. And I mean it is okay to receive from others without being obligated or feeling obligated to give back. So this weekend is a great weekend to receive without that thought of, oh, we've got to, have a reciprocity to it. Oh, if they give me something, I've got to give them something back. No. Today is going to be, or this weekend is that time for you to sit back and just receive. Allow people to give and do things for you. And that's what this card right over here, when we're looking at it, it's saying that you have an opportunity, you have permission, whatever you want to think of it as, for you just to sit back and receive. It is a good time for you to reevaluate where you are, where you've been, and where you want to go. It is a good time for you to reevaluate where you have been, where you are, and where you want to go. So this is a really good time for that. So it's about receiving, reflection, looking and going, is this where I want to be, and what do I want to do? When you have actually experienced that and placed into your vibration where you want to go, that is when you will start to see your strength come back and your ability, and I'm not going to say adapt, but transform and overcome. We're not adapting in this. We are transforming out of this energy. Coming out of this energy, you will be transforming, not adapting. Adapting, in many ways, indicates that you are getting in with that rhythm. So if it's, if you're now in a, and I'm giggling, in a dangerous place, do you adapt so that you can survive in that dangerous place? Or are you transforming to move out of that dangerous place? Okay, so that's why I'm not going to use the word or that thought process about adapting, because that means that you're kind of being in agreement. And what we're looking at through on these earlier cards is that we're no longer in agreement with being worn out. We're no longer in agreement with feeling overburdened. That we're going to look at it to, we're going to transform this energy, and we're going to have that opportunity. So that's what we're looking at when we see this card right through here. Stand your ground. Do not change your boundaries that you know are committed to your best well-being. Do not change those boundaries for people who are what I'm going to call superficial and fair weather. All right, so my mom used to always talk to me about fair weather friends, and she would say, Linda, why do you go over with all of these people and go do those things? They're just fair weather friends. And I'd be like, because I really want to be liked. I want to have friends. I want, when I go to school, and she would look at me and she'd say, I don't know why you're doing that. They're fair weather friends. They only like you when you have something that they want. And it's okay to cut off from those fair weather friends, okay? That's what this card right here is talking about. When I'm looking at it, I had my mother in there going, Linda. She's the only one I really don't ever say, don't call me Mara, or don't call me Linda too. My mother will, Linda, honey. I don't know about the honey part, but I don't think she said it quite like that, but she would go, Linda, honey. They're fair weather friends. Don't change who you are to make them happy. They won't be around. And so when I look at this and I hear my mother saying that, stand your ground, be who you are. Be proud of who you are, and don't lower your standards to fulfill their needs. Because when you're adapting, you're lowering those standards to fulfill somebody else's needs. So this is stand your ground. Be who you believe you are and move forward with who you want to be, Now, the Peacekeeper is really interesting because the Peacekeeper, in many ways, everyone is assuming they're adapting and overcoming, or they're adapting to everybody else's needs. No, a Peacekeeper is always going to be looking for common ground. So even if we are two opposing factors, there's going to be something in there that we are both in agreement with. And that's what this Peacekeeper is here. This Peacekeeper is saying that regardless of how different our views may be, or our perspectives on the same subject may be, we have a common ground, and that is the one thing that we need to keep in memory or keep in mind when we are at odds, maybe even with ourselves as well as with other people, that there's going to be some sort of common ground, and look for that common ground. Look for that common ground through there. And hold your head up high. Hold your head up high. This is, you've got this. You know how to handle this. You know how to work through this. You are very observant to everything that's going on around you, and utilize that strength of self. Utilize that concept that you're pretty dang knowledgeable, and you can read between the lines, or you can see behind the screen, or whatever way you want to look at it. Sometimes we see best when we close our eyes, especially when it comes to energy and vibration. And in this is a graceful movement, a graceful action. So, good stuff coming up out of what potentially could have been yucky stuff. I look at the first card was, the Warrior upside down, and that's a strong indicator of a lot of hardcore energy, around you. But you know what? You come out of this like the Shaolin Master. Or you could say like a cat with 9 lives, always landing on their feet. So even though we've got a potential for a negative energy, you're going to make some good stuff happen. Peace, love, and harmony. Don't forget, chance always favors a prepared mind, and I hope to see you soon.